Um, it's final tag season, isn't it? And Britain's very own John 6-inch pianist. You've got to be careful how you say that, haven't you, Jack? Up in Scotland. Anyway, um, he's put together a soul tag, trying to get everybody to show, play, and listen to more soul. He loves a bit of soul. So yeah, he's put together a tag. It's only what, dozen questions. I've added an extra one on at the end. One of the questions I can't sort of answer, so I've changed it around a bit. But yeah, have a look at the questions. I'll put a link to the original video and all that jazz. And go over and have a look and bloody well have a go yourself. Why not? Why not? Do as I do. Make it up as you go along. Bluff it. Yeah. So here we go. Oh, and in honour of John, I don't know if you can see, I'm wearing my Northern Soul hoodie. Keep the faith. Keep the faith. Love Northern Soul. You have to excuse me, I'm not very mobile at the minute and I can't move around too well. I've done myself a nasty. Show a Saturday night record. Now, I'm assuming this means you're going out, music, dancing, necking it down. Back in the 80s, I used to go to a lot of scootering based music events, the odd all-nighter, the odd do where you got a good mixture of soul and Motown and skinhead and punk and psychobilly. All sort of youth cultures were encouraged to sort of get together, you know, under the scootering scene banner, you know, into the scooters, into the music. It wasn't just bloody mods. So I'm assuming John's sort of talking about that thing. You're going out dancing and drinking and having a damn good time. Used to go to a lot of dudes that play a lot of Northern Soul. And if there's one song I think that epitomises the Northern Soul movement here in Britain, it's Doobie Gray, Out on the Floor. I've done a mixture of singles and albums in this tag. These are the old patches, cloth patches, the Northern Soul boys and girls used to collect, used to sew them on their shirts and bags and all that stuff. So yeah, if it's one song that epitomises, I think, the Northern Soul movement, Out on the Floor, Doobie Gray, brilliant. I love Northern Soul, absolutely adore it. Can't dance to it, but I love the music. Show a Sunday Morning record. I thought I had that. Is it the Commodores? Easy Like Sunday Morning. But no, I haven't got it. So how about this one? Otis Redding, Sitting on the Dock of the Bay. No finer way to spend a Sunday morning, is there? Sitting on the dock of the bay, nice sunny day, staring out to sea. I love it. I could sit for hours on top of the cliffs, just staring out to sea. Brilliant. Otis Redding, Sitting on the Dock of the Bay. Sunday morning, chill out type record. Show a soul cover version. Tina Turner, River Deep, Mountain High. One of my favourite songs of all time. and that was from 1966. Great year, 66. England won the World Cup. Covered 1970 by the Supremes and Four Tops on the Motown label, River Deep, Mountain High. Okay, so there's your cover version, and it's not a bad version either, not as good as the original, not a bad version. Soul-based car chase music. Now, when I heard this question, I automatically thought of the car chase through the shopping mall in the Blues Brothers film. And I believe the music played in the background is Can't Turn You Loose by Otis Redding, the late great Otis Redding. And of course, Jack up in Scotland, he mentioned it in his Soul Tag response video. That's all I could think of. There's probably loads of other tunes that go well with a good old car chase in a movie. Buggered if I could think of any. But there you go. Best dressed soul artist on a sleeve. I've got this one, although it's not that clear. If I can bloody pick it up. There we go. There's the Isley Brothers, and I think this sleeve's faded a bit. I'm sure they were red suits. They're looking a bit orange there. Cool. I love the Isley Brothers. Great bands. I prefer the earlier stuff more to the later sort of soul funk type stuff. The Motown stuff, brilliant. Behind a Painted Smile, love that song, absolutely love it. So yeah, best dressed cool dudes, an album sleeve, the Isley Brothers. But if you want to go on YouTube, and I'll put the link to this video, the Tramps, Hold Back the Night. You just see some of the clothes they're wearing. Crikey. That's the way it was back then. So yeah, I'll put a link to that. Brilliant song as well. Hold Back the Night. Play Those Funky Horns. Or as Alexi Sale once sang, play that funky music, Jewish boy. Play Those Funky Horns. This would do for Blueeyed Soul, I presume. Probably not what you'd think. Gino, Dex's Midnight Runners. Of course, all about Gino Washington. I do have Gino Washington albums in a box behind me. Gino Washington and the Ram Jam Band. You had Big Jim Patterson on trombone, and I can never remember their names. Jeff Blythe and Steve Spooner on saxophones, and of course, There, My Dear, Dex's. Brilliant. My favourite Dex's tune by a country mile. And the B-side of Gino, Breaking Down the Walls of Heartache. I think it was the Bandwagon, wasn't it? I've got the 7-inch single somewhere. So yeah, Play Those Funky Horns. Probably not what you were expecting, but there you go. I like to be a bit different, and it is class. This early stuff is sort of Blueeyed Soul music. Their best period ever, Dex's, by a mile. I know the 2IA, Come On Arlene stuff was they're more commercially that's what made their money, and what really made them, I suppose. But this stuff is better, 10 times better. Searching for the Young Soul Rebels, Texas Midnight Runners. Blueeyed Soul. Well, I've just given it a quick mention, Blueeyed Soul. There is only one, isn't there? I do have the album, but I'm having problems lifting heavy boxes and that at the minute. Yeah, Blueeyed Soul, there is only one, isn't there? Dusty Springfield. What can I say? So yeah, Blueeyed Soul, Dusty Springfield. Soul for Beginners. Excuse me. Somebody's asking you to recommend some soul tunes or whatever, bands. So, you know, they're thinking about getting into the genre. Get yourself a pen and paper. Look on the VC. Look on John 6-inch Pianist channel, for example. Write down the names of the bands, the albums, the songs, the tunes. Go check them out yourself. Instead of jumping straight into it and buying something and not liking it, check them out. Check them out on YouTube or whatever music stream you use. I remember going to a youth club and that back in the 80s. 84. There used to be the odd soul record and that being played. And the first one I cottoned on to and then ended up purchasing, this is my very first soul record, Sweet Soul Music, Arthur Connolly. And I do have the very first soul-based album here with me that I purchased. This is what sort of got me into the genre as a whole. Sweet Soul Music, Arthur Connolly. But like I say, write down the names and all that and go check them out yourself. Make your own mind up. Don't let other people make up your mind for you. Soul funk record artist that's been sampled. This chap's been sampled no end of times, hasn't he? James Brown. I could have gone trawling through the internet, looking, listening, and mentioned a few tunes to you, but didn't really have a lot of time. But yeah, James Brown. A lot of his tunes have been sampled over the years. Maybe I'll go looking through and I'll put a link to one or two if I can. Okay? Soul record with sweet, sweet harmonies. There's loads of bands and artists and records I could have picked. But there's one particular band, when they sing on their own, they're part of the group, but they're taking their turn singing pieces or whatever. They sound brilliant, fantastic, but together, superb, superb. John showed this, the Four Tops. Absolutely loved the Four Tops. And like I say, I could have picked loads of other bands, you know, the ladies groups, Diana Ross and the Supremes, the Marvelettes, anything like that. But I absolutely adore the Four Tops. My favourite soul band artists of all time. Absolutely love the Four Tops. And together, the harmonies, etc., brilliant. Love them to death. Four Tops. Modern soul record. I don't really listen to modern soul, to be honest. I don't really follow it. I stick to the tried and tested, you know. I know what I like and I like what I know. So I thought I'd show you my latest Soul purchase, and Sod's Law. I can't find it. Pretend I'm holding it up. Hang on. Oh dear, what am I like? Pretend I'm holding it up. Nitty Gritty, and on the B side, Name Game, Shirley Ellis. Absolutely love it. And I'm after another one of hers called Soul Time. Brilliant, brilliant tune. I remember them from years ago. Put that back down. Pretend I held it up. I've known about the songs for bloody well years, but I tend to forget about them, and then all of a sudden they'll pop up on YouTube somewhere in the feed or whatever. I think, oh Christ, yeah, I used to love that one. Must buy it, and then I go hunting for it. But if I want an original copy of Soul Time, I think I'm looking at anything up to about 90 quid. I found a coloured vinyl reissue for about £15–17, and I'll order that in a week or two. So yeah, modern soul, don't really follow it. That was my latest soul purchase. Nitty Gritty, or The Name Game, on the B-side by Shirley Ellis. Brilliant. Jukebox soul record to finish off the evening. John had to get in a jukebox question somehow, didn't he? Yeah. Ardeen Taylor, Ghost in My House. Great. And this was done for the Blueeyed Soul bit as well, wasn't it? He was white Canadian, wasn't he? Ardeen Taylor. Brilliant dance, sing along, hand clapping tune. Why not? If it's on a jukebox, and I saw it, I'd put it on. Brilliant. And actually, I've just found this. I don't know why. I ain't got a clue as to why I put this one in with the other stuff. Sissy Houston. It may have been a substitute for that modern soul band type question. I know John, in one of his videos, it might be one of his pub videos with Headley, played a cover. I just don't know what to do with myself, Sissy Houston, and it was absolutely bloody fantastic. I thought, well, I've got to go and buy that. But again, a 7-inch single of it was far too much for my wallet. This album, it was an old record store day release, brand new, still in the shrink, and that was dirt cheap, so I picked this one up instead. So yeah, I obviously picked it up and put it with the others for a reason, but I'm buggered if I can remember what. Sissy Houston, isn't she Whitney Houston's auntie or something like that? She's related to her in some way. Can't remember how. So yeah, that's all the questions, but I thought I'd add an extra one in on the end. My favourite soul tunes of all time. This is my sort of top three. The last one will be my absolute favourite, but yeah, I'll tell you, this is my third. This comes in at number 3. Wilson Pickett, the Wicked Pickett. Land of a Thousand Dances. Always loved that soul tune. Always loved it. And this might have done for the best dressed soul artist on an album. Look at his black shirt. Looks like he's dripping with sweat. And his spangly trousers. Oh, the height of fashion. Land of a Thousand Dances. Probably my third most favourite soul tune of all time. Love Wilson Pickett. Coming in at number 2, it's already been mentioned, one of my favourite songs of all time. I Can Tina Turner, River Deep, Mountain High. Comes up as soul on the internet, on Discogs, so I'm counting it. Well, I absolutely love Tina Turner, full stop. What a singer. And this is, like I say, one of my favourite tunes of all time. My all-time favourite number 1 soul tune, and it's classed as a Northern Soul tune. Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons, The Night. Absolutely superb. I fell in love when I heard this for the very first time back in the 80s. This came out in 1972. Well, this copy did. I'm not sure if that's when the original version came out. It's there on the Motown label. He did a couple of other songs that I know of, which are classed as Northern Soul. Begging and You're Ready Now. And I have them on vinyl as well, on album. But I think I've got You Ready Now on 7-inch single. I've got a decent Northern Soul collection. Not mega fantastic, but it'll certainly do in a crisis. But this is my favourite all-time soul-based tune, The Night, Frankie Valli, Four Seasons. Brilliant. And I'll put links to a lot of these songs and artists in the video when I edit it all and that. So yeah, that's it. Bless you very much, good people, for taking your time out during your busy day to watch. I'll put a link to John's video in there. Go check it out. Give it a like and have a bloody go yourself. Okay? Bless you. Cheerio. Northern Soul. I don't know if you can see it or not. Keep the faith. Brilliant. Cheerio.